You know, and so here's the thing, I'm not trying to rag on you, but you have a 13 in my class. Does that bother you? No? That doesn't, okay. Well, you know, I'm gonna have to call home that you don't care about your sleeping again. Awesome. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, don't do that, please. So first, I get it. I've had a bunch of these kids in my classes. It's like every year I had at least one across my 6 sections that I taught, and it gave me this heart palpitation thing because the kid is just slunching and slouching, and they have this superpower of being able to just sit there motionless for 60 to 80 minutes, which is absolutely unbelievable to me. And then I would start to worry that it was sending the wrong message to the other students, and I was worried that it was going to kill the vibe of my class because I got comatose Kelly that's just sitting there smack dab in the middle of everybody with hardly any pulse at all. Then, if we're being honest, the last thing we want is for an administrator to walk in, and they walk in the room with their clipboard or their iPad, and it's like really cool because this kid is just flopping on their desk and doing nothing, and then that's gonna reflect poorly on us because it's gonna make it look like we don't even really care. Okay, so a couple of things. First, take a deep breath and just know that you can't control kids, and that's not a dig on you. Hopefully that statement right there, it sets you kind of free. As much as we'd like to believe that we can influence students and manipulate student behavior and all of those things, and yeah, we do have tips and tricks, but sometimes we just have to take a deep breath and realize that we do not have control over other people, whether that's little people, whether that's teenagers or almost adults or adults. But the good news is that we do have control over how we react and respond to it. So let me start there with today's episode. So tip number 1 is know your job versus their job. Okay, your job is to make sure the expectations are clear. Your job is to remind the students of expectations. Your job is to be kind and positive to all of your students, even Slunchy McSluncherson, because God knows that they need it more than anyone. Your job is to grade what they did or didn't do. Your job is to call home when they don't meet the expectations that you've laid out in your classroom. If you're worried about what your admin's gonna say when they walk in, go ahead and take a minute to just shoot them an email and let them know that you're out in front of this thing and that you've already contacted the parents. And finally, know that your job is not to let this throw you off your game. You have a ton of other kids in your class that need you to bring it. So do the math. If you have 2 kids out of 200 that don't show any signs of life, that's literally 1% of your kids, leaving 99% of your kids showing some sort of participation. That sounds like good teaching life to me. So just know that it's not a reflection on you, even if heaven forbid the parent or your administrator or somebody tells you that it is. Focus on what you can control, and that's being an awesome example of kindness and positivity for every single kid that walks through your door. And when you do that and you don't focus on that 1% and you focus on the 99%, when people walk in your classroom, they're not gonna look at that 1% and think, oh, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so doesn't have it together. They're gonna see a kind, amazing, respectful, respected, awesome educator that is doing their thing, somebody that's resilient, and I think that that's going to inspire that person to be a little bit more like you and a little bit less like the teachers that are afraid that the 1% of Slunchy McSlunchersons are gonna get them in trouble or something like that. So don't let it throw you off your game. You absolutely got this. Don't let it be that first thing that you think about in the morning. You can retrain your brain on this if it is the thing that you're thinking about while you're in the shower or right before you go to bed that night, or the first thing that you wake up to in the morning and you're thinking, oh, I have that one kid in my class. Don't let it. Start retraining your brain now. We know through science that that's possible. So start doing it today. Every time you have that negative thought, think about the 99% of your students that are chipping in and participating and making your classroom an awesome place. All right, y'all. So that's it today for Beyond Academics. I'm Jeff Becker.